think we ask you this every preseason, but what do you want to get out of the preseason? Winning's not necessarily the most important thing in the preseason, is it?
No, not necessarily. Depends on which game you're talking about. I think tomorrow, the first week of exhibition games, preseason games, letting everybody get some run, and then next week when we play Utah and Denver, that will be a little different. But tomorrow, hopefully, everybody gets in the game. Haifa, I would expect some of the younger guys to get a chance to play more, and then kind of ramp up the minutes against Phoenix.
The guys that weren't able to play at FanFest, are any of them going to potentially be able to play tomorrow?
I don't have an update, but hopefully both Hassan and Zach will be able to play. They both practiced today.
And how much do you use the preseason to kind of maybe outside of the Haifa game to experiment with different combinations and to see how different guys work together?
I think this week, these 3 games, you'll see a lot of different combinations. I don't really I'm really not looking at combinations this week. It's more about, getting the rotation so the rotation kind of makes sense so that guys can play. I wouldn't read too much into the rotation tomorrow.
Or the next game, probably.
Yeah.
In a game against Denver, you come off a tremendously competitive series with them last year. Obviously, this year is probably going to be the same way. Is it hard for players or the coaches to let go of that competitive thing, that edge, in the preseason, Terry?
That's a good question. I don't know. Certainly it's there. It didn't go away. They might be a little bit more bitter about it and sticks in their gut a little bit more. But I don't know. I think both teams will probably approach this first game with getting a lot of guys different minutes and not playing their main guys very many minutes. So I mean, games can get competitive, but I don't know for tomorrow's game if there will be much of a carryover.
Is there anything you kind of limit in terms of the strategies or things you want to test out, knowing that you're going to play them in the home opener as well?
Yeah, honestly, I would expect neither team to try and show too much in either preseason game. And, as far as defensive schemes and things like that, I think I would expect both teams to kind of keep it pretty vanilla.
What have been your impressions of Scal so far in camp?
He's having a really good camp. He had a really good practice today. It's, as I've mentioned before, is disappointing that he wasn't able to do much in June and not play in Summer League, because that would have been a really good opportunity for him. But he's had a really good September and a really good week of camp.
I know you say that it's interchangeable between 4 and 5, but have you been working him out more at 4 or 5? Or
depends on who's on the court with him. it's because Hassan has been out, Zach has been out. He's probably played more 5 this week, but playing, I think he can play 4, but this week it's been mostly 5 because of injuries.
Can you maybe kind of evaluate how he's improved since when you first got him here in the trade?
I think that's a little difficult to say, because when he came in, we weren't practicing a lot. He didn't get much of an opportunity to play. So I really can't say how he's improved, but he's shooting the ball well. He's making plays in the paint on both ends of the court. I think he's very much more, just the same as Rodney, he's much more comfortable with our system and what we want to do. I think just the experience he gained just being with the team last year has helped him with the transition this year.
How does Mario look, at the point forward position, and how is that going to be a weapon for you this season?
Mario is that's going to evolve. I think, again, with the injuries this year, he's been this week. He's been playing more 4 and kind of filling in. I think that you'll see that it comes natural. And as I've said before, it's probably more in the flow of a game rather than running plays. We haven't really put in a lot of plays where he is initiating the offense, although there are a few that he could.
And then defensively, he was talking to us even a few minutes ago about being able to guard multiple positions. That's going to be valuable for you, right?
It is. When teams talk about going small or spreading the court or whatever, it's more about how you defend that lineup rather than scoring. If we're able to play, let's just say Zach Collins at 4, or Scal or whoever at 4, and still defend the perimeter, then that's a good lineup for us. Same thing, vice versa. If Mario's at 4 and he has to guard a bigger player, how can we defend that position? So, really, matchup. It's more about your defensive matchups than what you can do offensively.
What positions do you think? I mean, how many can he guard? Do you think?
Well, to be determined, I guess. But I would expect if we'd be doing a lot of switching, so he'd be expected to guard a variety of perimeter players for sure.
He's a pretty intense guy, isn't he?
Were you at practice today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it though.
No, he's a competitive guy. He loves being on the court. Whoever wrote the article about him turning into a devil, I mean, he's very competitive when he's on the floor, and that's in his nature.
Did something particular happen today that you can share with us, or?
Yeah, he's just.
He got frustrated.
Yeah,
okay.
there you go.
But you like to see that fire, right?
Oh yeah,
I mean,
yeah. No, he cares. He cares. He wants to play well. He plays hard.